Get a close-up, Tom. Tom, come on in here. Tom's not exactly the bravest man with snakes, but there are the...
Let's go. I'm walking. Holy smokes.
Now look at that right there, Kenan.
That's gnarly, dude.
Oh, there's what? That is freaking nuts, dude. That's a rocket. That's a warhead.
Our animal mission is simple. Education in action, conservation in action. This is Kamp Kenan. So I'm super psyched about today's episode because I've lived in Florida 14 years and still haven't gone out to really look for invasive snakes. Now I'm hanging out with Kamp Kenan and Savvy Surrett, and you're licensed to get out there into certain areas of the Everglades, and get the Burmese pythons out of the environment.
Yeah, I'm licensed for Miami-Dade, Broward, Collier, and West Palm Beach County.
Very cool, man.
Now we don't catch them in all of those, but Miami-Dade and Broward, where we do catch a lot of pythons.
Right, and so what we have in here is something really special, okay? So there's a place in Miami called the Deering Estate, and there's actually a population of breeding BOA constrictors, all right? And this snake that you're about to see comes from that location. It was wild caught. You got the call to pick it up. They had already captured it. Yeah. A little background on this animal before we see it.
So I was called to identify the animal. They wanted me to ID the snake, tell them what it was. I went right away, noticed it was a BOA constrictor. Now, BOA constrictors are not a, you don't need a license for in the state. They're not a conditional species.
Gotcha.
So I offered them to take the snake. They had other plans, and through a couple of hours of back and forth, and I do want to thank South Florida Water Management for, allowing me to take the animal home, but I was able to keep the snake. The snake's not going to be killed. We are saving the snake's life. She's also gravid. As
Gotcha.
She looks gravid, and you can tell on her tail she's very, very large. We'll be sure that in the next couple weeks we're going to find out.
So not only did he save the animal's life, but he got this animal out of the ecosystem where it could have potentially dispersed more invasive animals out there. Now they're only located in that one area, so there's real no concern about them breeding out. But you were telling me something. This is wild snake, guys, and here's what we're doing right now. We're all on hand. We're going to help Kyle. We're going to have to restrain this animal because he's going to look for any kind of ectoparasites on it. You notice it's breathing fine, no issues there, but we got to just look, make sure there's no mites, no ticks, things like that. But this is going to be a little bit of a handful, so let's get to it.
Like you said, she's wild caught.
All right, man. There she is. Look at how beautiful that snake is. What do you think? How big is she?
We actually measured her at 8 foot.
She's 8 foot?
Though she's about the same size as the big female there, 8 foot.
That's crazy. I mean, it's
38 pounds.
Holy smokes.
Because we measured her yesterday. I just didn't check too much on the parasites, but again, if you look at her as it is right now, she doesn't look like she has, any issues, at least health-wise, very fat. But you can see in the back end right here, from here going on down, very, very thick. And they're different than pythons. Pythons will try and get away.
Right.
Boas are going to stand their ground every time.
Stand their ground. How do you want to do this, man?
I'm just going to go ahead and try and restrain her real quick. I don't want to stress her. I don't want to upset her.
But this is a necessary evil.
This is necessary, so we can check her and put her in without having to put any harm to any of my other species, any of my other snakes.
All right. And, we're going to grab the rest of her. There you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, so right now we're just going to have a quick look, guys, and just see if she picked up anything while being out in the wild. Can you believe this is a wild snake? Get a close-up, Tom. Tom, come on in here. Tom's not exactly the bravest man with snakes, but there are the fangs. She did that.
Yeah,
that was her, buddy.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't him.
You got a little close, but she wanted to show you.
Jesus, I didn't know.
It's okay.
It's okay. Anyway, guys, so many people don't think they have teeth. These guys have teeth, and that would be a nasty bite. But right now, just from a quick once-over, what they're doing, we don't see any, no ticks. And really, she's being a good belly. Girl. Oh my God, yeah, this is a belly that's potentially full with eggs. Again, they are live bearers. So what happens is they have eggs inside of them, but they don't calcify. They just have an egg membrane. The babies are being fed by a yolk. It's not like a placenta feeding the baby. In other words, like a mammal. So there are a bunch of little eggs inside of them, and instead of laying the eggs, they just hold on to them. And then once the eggs hatch, they slither on out of the old cloaca here, and which she's averted a little bit because she's trying to musk us perhaps. But yeah, man, this would be great. How about it?
Beautiful snake.
It is a beautiful snake. If we stretch her out, you can see she is definitely 8 foot. Look at that. And
it's crazy that population, like I said, of these boa constrictors have been there as long as they have. They've been breeding in that area for at least 50 years now.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll tell you, man, I'm excited. This is a boa constrictor, the first one I have hands on that actually is born in the wild in Florida, a Deering Estate boa constrictor. But you know what? Let's get out in the field and go find some Burmese pythons.
Got some Burmese.
Yeah, bro. Let's get this one back in, I guess.
She's probably should sit there though. Let me just.
Yep. Good girl. Nice. What's going on, man? So we're in Kyle's truck and we are officially road cruising for herps of any kind. This is usually one of the off-limits area. You have to have a special permit and a special key to access these levees. And Kyle works for the folks down here that manage all the water flow here in the glades. And this is usually where you find a lot of the snakes, right, Kyle?
Yeah, there's a lot of these levees here. After they built them up, they attract a lot of different prey to come onto the higher grounds. So the snakes will come up onto the side of the levees, or they'll come up onto the levees to bask. So we usually cruise these levees about 10-15 miles an hour and see what we can see.
Yeah, right on, man. So right now the snakes are going to be basking because it's going to get dark soon. So they're getting their bodies warmed up for the nighttime hunt. And this is definitely going to be the golden hour. So hopefully we'll get lucky, man. It's my first time herping down here in the glade, so pretty excited, man. We might even see some American crocodiles while we're at it too.
That'd be awesome.
So Kyle just spotted a big American croc. We're going to see if we can get closer. Come on. Cruising and on these canals to see American crocs, and this is awesome. Let's see. Get up there, Tom. You go first. Get the shot.
Yeah, you go first. Big
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a big one. It's probably a male, most likely. Something. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go see if we can get closer, man. That's awesome. This is the exciting part, man. I mean, just seeing that on the canal is impressive, you know. There it is. Look at that. God, look at that. Look at that. He's got his mouth open. Oh. Yeah, he's got his mouth open. Just so rad. My God. All right, we got miles more levee to go. Look, we got to find us some snakes. All right, Kyle, where have you got me?
All right, so this is not as animal related, but as random as this is, there is a company that used to be called Aerojet out here, and we're on Aerojet Road. There's a little area out here that they still have a rocket in the ground where they were testing solid fuel rockets for NASA. There's still a rocket in the ground. We're going to be going down there to see it. It's going to be tight quarters, so what we'll do is we'll go a couple people at a time.
All right.
Oh.
We're going in there.
We're going in there.
I should have told you I was claustrophobic.
Scared of snakes and he's claustrophobic.
What the-
You're going to like this.
Let's do it.
Do you want to come with me first?
Yeah, I have a legit question.
Yeah.
What else is in there? Possibly. Like, could there be running into things that I don't want to run into?
There's no animals in here that I see. Okay, I don't see any snakes from right here. I don't see any bugs, anything scary for you.
All right.
I mean, it's a little.
let's go.
Miles away from everything right
Yeah,
now.
we're good.
Yeah, we're far away.
Just so people know.
And just remember though, where we're going, there's gonna be a 200-foot hole in the ground. So it goes 200 feet down. Now, one thing is, just do me a favor, don't
Yes.
step on the metal.
Don't what?
Don't step on the metal.
You're corroded.
It's corroded. Now, I'm not saying it's not safe, but concrete for a reason, all right?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Let's go. I'm walking the shit I was walking with. Oh yeah, look at that.
What?
Yeah, look at that. It's all corroded here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, don't drop it.
And that's like really deep?
Yeah, that's fucking worldly.
So come over here, Kenan, if you want.
I can't
Just again, just stand on the
Holy
sides.
smokes.
Now look,
That's a silo, man.
look. Look at that right there, Kenan.
I can't
That's
see
gnarly,
anything.
dude.
All right,
Don't drop your phone or your camera. Oh my gosh.
So if you want,
Holy.
Kenan, move the light around for him. Take my spot. I'm gonna go behind you.
Look at
Again,
this.
watch your footing.
Stay right there, buddy. All right, so look, I don't know if you can see.
There's no way. It's too deep.
Hold on. Well,
We're really high up.
Yeah, this is a silo.
If you can get through there, you can see. Just shine it on the rocket. You're good.
There's a rocket down there?
Yeah. You can't see the rocket? Watch. Hey, look, you see? Okay, look.
That is freaking nuts, dude. Wait, everyone is just like, wait, I can't see anything, Tom. The hell are you doing? All right, I gotta go wider. There it is. Got it. I got it. Okay, that's crazy.
It's cool.
Wait, so that's just a rocket?
That's just a rocket hanging out here.
In a 200-foot hole?
Yeah. What the fuck? Oops, I said a big word.
Okay, well this is a random Kamp Kenan Army video that we weren't, oh that's cool. Shine that light the way you're out there.
Yeah.
I can really see.
That's a rocket. That's a warhead. Or the tip of the rocket.
Yeah.
And we're literally standing on a 200-foot silo.
Yep.
So if this, you know, I mean, luckily the cement is pretty good.
Yeah.
We got no worries here. Gnarly.
Isn't that crazy, guys?
Crazy stuff, man. So that's pretty cool.
Some history that you didn't know was out here.
Bizarro, man. All right, cool. Some crazy history. So we're basically in an old abandoned, like,
Okay, give me
missile
a
test
little
site.
bit more of the background you were telling us about, like what they were doing here. Like, why is this here?
All right, so again, NASA wanted to find a cheaper way to make it to the moon. All right, so they wanted to get astronauts out into space.
Right.
So they were looking for either solid fuel or liquid fuel. Solid fuel was cheaper. It was a little bit more stable. It was more reliable, and it had more pounds of thrust. So what happened is they built this down here. The concrete that's right here is about, I think, like 10 feet thick around the edges. They made everything, they fortified everything just so they could put a rocket down in there, facing down on a force gauge to find out how many foot-pounds of force that the rocket was letting out. So what would happen is a flame would shoot straight up into the sky. People would be able to see it from Miami. You'd be able to hear it from the Keys. They did 3 test firings, and then what happened was they went out of business. NASA went with liquid fuel. They didn't want to use solid fuel. So instead of tearing all this down, it was cheaper to just leave it.
Right.
So if they were going to tear it down, they're going to spend millions and millions of dollars on a facility that they only spent $5 million to make. Because back in those days, $5 million was still a lot of money.
Right.
But they left everything here, and that was the 3rd rocket that was fired. They left the rocket down there. Force gauge, everything. You can see the stairs, everything's there that they were using.
That's cool. And we're just we're sitting on some cement cylinders that are
Blocking
propped over.
Yeah. They don't want, there was people that were going inside, they were cutting into the metal, and they were trying to get inside into the rocket and take pictures near the rocket and everything, but it's so dangerous. You know, you drop 200 feet down, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. So they put these barriers on top to keep people out. You know, we can come back here. We're allowed to go in here and check it out. So that's why we're here looking at it now. But we're doing it as safe as possible.
There you go. Little Kamp Kenan Army video with Kyle. Real Army stuff.
Nothing like hanging in a cement silo. For
Right above a cement silo.
Yeah, nice.
All right, man. Let's do it. Okay. Well, this trip has clearly taken an unexpected twist. But what came next, we literally did not see coming. Oh, yeah, man. So, we're gonna have to end this episode because Kyle just got 2 flat tires. We pulled off because another python hunter was actually going in the canal, so we didn't want to go follow someone while they're working. And he pulled off and just hit a sign that was cut down and got 2 flat tires. So we're gonna have to end this video because he's rightfully bummed, and we're gonna have to get a tow truck to get us out of here. So no Burmese pythons this trip, but we did, see that amazing boa, and we did see some really cool stuff behind the scenes of what's going on down here. Some crocs, but I'm really bummed for Kyle because, yeah, 2 flat tires, man. So anyway, guys, we're gonna sign off right now. Don't forget to follow us. patreon.com/Kamp Kenan, and also hit the subscribe button, and don't forget the Kamp Kenan Army. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Gonna see what we're doing. How are we getting out of the swamps tonight?
It's not sleeping swamps.
No.